here. One-on-one contest. Keep your feet, son. He does brilliantly, in fact, into the path of Jeddah. Houlihan. Oh, that was a dubious-looking handball. Got away with it. Johnson. Numbers with the Blues at the contest. Houlihan, and they win out as a consequence. Murphy back to Houlihan. Now Wiggins. The left foot is okay, and Thornton's got her at half-back.
Carlton very messy. Now Walker can split them here. Senses the opportunity and delivers nicely to Gibbs. Scotland. Who's he after? Simpson on Garlett, roved it beautifully, miscued the kick, but gets the right result. A bit lucky, but it doesn't matter. It got there. Carlton again a goal in front.
Classic front and centre play this from Jeffy Garlett. He started at the back of the contest, but he worked himself. That is as good a front and centre as you're ever going to get. The finish was magnificent as well. What a great skill that is. If you can have someone, especially with Favola and O'Halpin, they get someone to do that regularly. It's a big asset for them.
Running at full tilt.
Timed it beautifully.
So Garlett with his first. Blues out by 6 points. But so far, Melbourne have had the answers. They've been able to respond. Can they do it again? Spencer versus Cloak. Spencer decisively. Maloney couldn't control it. Murphy can. Off to Judd. Off a step towards O'Halpin. In from the side. Beautifully played there by Sylvia. Destructive fist. Carries 30 metres. Boundary throw in between the forward pocket and left half forward for the Blues.
Watching Big Satana there, he just seems to have got a much better feel for the game, how to compete, how to use his body, get in the right position.
Cloak to Judd. Strength over the ball. Brings Murphy into it from 45. He measures the kick and kicks a goal. Blues out by a couple of goals. So 2 goals in a minute has broken the deadlock, and the strength of Chris Judd here paddled to his own advantage, and Mark Murphy becoming an elite player in the competition.
How good is this from Chris Judd? He actually went and laid a block for a teammate first, went back, got the footy, handed it off to Murphy. We mentioned before, he must just wake up every morning and say, how good is it that my side was able to get Chris Judd across to Carlton?
A lot of Carlton folk think that too, Das. From the ball up, Gibbs. Steal almost from Valenti. Scotland for Carlton. Stevens cleverly to Anderson, to Simpson, who is a left footer. So can set things up here for the Blues. Goes for Judd. He was actually outstripped in the run to the ball though by Sylvia, but Garlett's there again. Little skidder, Carazzo, Gibbs. Oh, great smother, Maloney.
That was front and centre gold again from Jeff Garlett. Very hard thing to teach. You've either got the ability to do what he did then, or you haven't. He hit it at the exact right time, the right spot, and he took it cleanly. Sensational.
Spencer reaches over. Morton loops the handball. Jara needs to be clean to Maloney. Put him under the pump. Wild handball. Chance for Simpson. Tracks it to Scotland. Bate applies the tackle. And it was good enough to turn the footy over. Valenti just kicks haphazardly to a 2-1 in favour of the Blues, and they win out. Wiggins gets it from Anderson, and Carazzo couldn't hold on. Morton back to Valenti. Mackenzie, oh gee, gave it to Bate, who was under the pump. He somehow got the handball out to Jara. He's confronted by Cloak. Good little give to Russell, to Wiggins. And now Anderson kicks inside, attacking 50, and bets on the lead. Marks at 45 from goal. So the last 4 or 5 minutes, Carlton have just taken complete control and applying enormous pressure, and that was Jara just pulling up a bit sore. Betts, oh gee, that's poor marking. Kicks to a central location, and Hadley's got it 45 from goal directly in front.
Yeah, he's coming off Liam Jara, favouring the left wrist or left shoulder. It's maybe just the left hand. He's ringing it now and doesn't seem to be too much trouble.
Thanks, Andy. So Richard Hadley, after the quarter was so tight early, chance for a very handy break here, and can't quite convert. So the margin 13 points.
Too much in swing from Hadley. So late in the term, Carlton by 13, but not starting like a team that's really on and going to stamp its superiority all over an inferior opponent. Good kick in, finding McDonald to Sylvia. Maloney and the Demons. Valenti it is. Demons make a good takeaway. Took a long time. Davey, who's just had a breather, is back. Sylvia again. Good tackle that from Cloak. Hadley at the front end is tied up, brought down. There'll be a ball up.
Sure how often coaches give the old-fashioned spray these days, fire right up at quarter time, but I reckon Brett Ratton to be tempted. It's a game they really should be looking at a big win. Umpire goes down, but this side just have come to this game without a real effort, even though they lead by 13 points. I reckon he'd come in and say, hey boys, we're going to play finals for the first time in 8 years. Watch the umpire get bowled over there, but he wouldn't be happy with his efforts of his side, Brett Ratton.
Jamar, and a free kick plucked out Melbourne's way. Played by umpire Panel, who was knocked down just a few moments ago. There you go, for a hold, and it'll be taken by Mackenzie, who handballs off to Davey from outside 50. He unloads, he's well off target. A mark perhaps? No, behind only to the Demons.
Davey well contained so far by Aaron Joseph, who has become in his first season a real stopper.
Let the whistle too early.
They paid a mark. I think he's decided he made a mistake, blew the whistle too early. So umpire Farmer is now going to ball up. Well, that seems an extraordinary outcome. Johnson for Melbourne just couldn't get any curl on it and couldn't get the bounce that he needed either. Thornton for Carlton to Scotland with runners everywhere for him if he wants them. And now he does. Russell, Murphy. What Carlton don't want to do is make a mistake and let Melbourne in for a late goal. Anderson. Now Russell again, and it becomes a pretty good move by Carlton. Gibbs with Murphy running inside, and he's accepted within range.
He's kicked 28 goals coming into this match.
It'd be interesting to have a look what happened at the other end of the ground. Now the umpire blew the whistle, as you heard. The mark was dropped. Carlton had control of the ball, so why wouldn't you let play go on?
Not normally naming names, but umpire Luke Farmer, I'm not sure what you were thinking there. It's really common sense that play on. They still had possession, Tim.
Well, I used to say it was the last rule in the book, written in invisible ink, but common sense was the most important of all. Murphy from 48 has hooked it. It's a behind the Blues. Just getting the better of things late in the term, Luke, but you're not greatly impressed with their input.
No, I don't think their coach will be either. They've won the quarter as you would expect, but not the intensity you'd expect from a side on the eve of playing final.
Carlton by 13 points. Second term coming up. Carlton going from left to right. The bounce favours Cruiser. Down to Judd. Somehow found a way out. Murphy just couldn't see an option and gave it straight up to Rivers, who goes wide. Johnson for Melbourne. Wiggins with him. And support from old Robbo, taken over the line by Anderson, so there'll be a throw in Melbourne's half-forward line.
Very nice stuff from Matthew Cruiser. I think hit-outs overrated in a lot of areas, but not when you put it down the throat of Chris Judd.
Cruiser again. Maloney through to Robertson, who tunnels it back towards Bate. Did very well. Handball searching for Morton. Can he get clear? Forced to go back towards Bate, and Simpson got a hand in there. And dangerous situation here for Melbourne. McDonald and Scotland. Hold on, Sylvia. Reefed it out of Scotland's hands. And a free kick coming back to Melbourne. I think he means Colin Sylvia, not Brent Maloney.
It's an easy mistake.